What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? It's another edition of the Lab. Tech Show. Yeah, we got double audio. How y'all doing today? It's another edition. Excuse us, we are definitely having some audio issues. So if it's that bad, we will have to stop. But we're going to hope that you guys can help us get through this episode. So just give us 1 second. We'll be starting momentarily. We have guests that are here, and I want to make sure that they get taken care of properly. And yeah, it's another week of technology. And my name is Tall Boy, and we're working behind the scenes to move as best as we can. So let us know if we got audio issues, and we'll figure it out. So give me 1 second and we will be live. How was the week for everybody? And yeah. Let's see. Write a book in 24 hours. Recapping CES Part 2. That's what we're doing. James Hicks is here. Mama D's here. Good evening, Lab Tech Show family. That's what's up. No audio issues on the live. They say good evening. Hit the spot 10:06. Hopefully she won't go to sleep on us tonight. No judging. It is what it is. Let me see. Make sure we got everything else right. And let's get this thing started. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Tall Boy here for another edition of the Lab Tech Show. We're here to simplify technology in a language that you can understand, and hopefully you walk away learning some tech, especially from CES. We're going to go right into the show. I got Revis here. How you doing, man? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man.
All right. Where you at these days?
I am in Davenport, Iowa.
Davenport, Iowa?
The snow is flying and the wind is blowing.
Okay. Yeah, Revis ain't sounding too hot, y'all. But we're gonna make sure he all right. I also got my man Sammy here. Sammy's back for a second time. How you doing, Sammy? You doing all right?
I'm doing wonderful. How about everyone else in the audience?
All right, that's what's up. He's here. He's going to talk a little bit of tech part 2, shall we say. And then we also have a guest that's here, and he really caught my attention, shall I say. And what I mean by that is we were at a private party at Showstoppers, and he was sitting. Well, his booth was right where we were sitting at most of the night. And I said, you know what? Let me just spark up a conversation with this guy. Really caught my attention. I thought what he had was very special. And he said you could write a book in 24 hours, and he would literally break it down for you and show you how simplified it was. So when we did the interview, I was like, okay, this is cool. He told me he was from Utah. And I said, you know what? Let's see if I can get you on the show. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Tyler Jensen. How you doing, Tyler? Okay. So you get the warm welcome. All right, Tyler, you want to tell people a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Tallboy. Appreciate you having me on. So, born and raised Utah, on a farm, technology nut job, and started my career as a tech writer. Went into software development because it pays better. Always wanted to be a writer. Always wanted to write books. Never had the courage. Never had the time. Raising a family, paying the bills. AI comes along, and I'm like, hey, wonder if this is possible. And I thought, probably not, but it'd be an interesting experiment. Well, I was wrong. It is possible. And we do it very, very well. And at first I did it just for my friends. And they were like, hey, can we use that? I'm like, well, not really. Maybe I'll build something for you. So that's what we wound up with.
Okay, so now you have a company called Fiction Forge AI. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, we just rebranded it. We had a different name. And we thought, it doesn't quite fit what we've just come out with. So we're excited about that. When we met, it was write 3 books in 24 hours. Now it's Fiction Forge because you can do 1, 2, or 3 books. You have a lot more choices, a lot more options, a lot more power to you as the user to determine what comes out at the other end. And
Okay.
it really is a collaboration, just like the forge. You've got the smith in there pounding on the metal. You've got the heat. We bring the heat. We bring the metal. You bring the ideas. We make magic.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into this word of the day real quickly. Revis is going to break down the word of the day for us, if you don't mind. And then we're going to go right into your product. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and then tell people how they can be a part of what you have going on. And then we're going to share a few videos from CES, if you don't mind staying around, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
All right, so give me 1 second. Let me get this word of the day. Sorry, I don't know. We're going to see if we can get, what's his name? TBJ. We're going to see if we can get him on the screen in a minute. But if we can't get him up and going, we'll figure it out. But look, this is, where is he at? Where's the rules to the show? There we go. Give me 1 second. There's Sammy. There's TBJ. Yeah, Sammy's all in the screen. That's all I see. Just trying to get TBJ situated, and we'll go from there. I do apologize, Tyler, because this is normally a lot more organized than where we are, but we'll figure it out. All right, here we go. TBJ, talk to the people.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Y'all miss me? Take me through there. Look, this is how you can participate on the show. You can watch on your phone, your TV, or your PC. Now, we want you to rock with us, right? So comment. Tell a few people what we're doing. And, as always, we like to keep it 100. And we're all about authenticity and transparency. So it's here. The technology is here. There's no excuses. What you gonna do about it? My personal partner Revis, we're gonna jump right into the show. We'll let him do the word of the day. And without further ado, ain't no sexy man, Revis, but we gonna see where you at.
He's somewhere in the United States, from LA to New York. Where are you, Revis? Don't forget to honk the horn.
Revis, what's happening, player?
Nothing much. Boy, I'm trying to get used to this audio. I hear double or triple audio.
Oh, well, don't be trying to schmooze us, shall we say. Look, we got, you said you was in Davenport, Iowa. That's what you told everybody, right?
Yeah, that's where I'm at, Davenport, Iowa. Waiting on the shop to get some damage fixed on my truck.
Oh, you're gonna fix some damage. Okay. All right. Well, you be careful because they say it's gonna be a snowstorm this big weekend. So some people had a couple days off over the weekend and the holiday, but then now they might get some extra days off because of the snowstorm. So you just be careful wherever you are. Okay.
Oh, okay. I can barely make out what you're saying, but okay.
He said okay. All right. Well, look, the word of the day is the schmooze. The definition means is to warmly chat with someone often in order to gain favor, business, or connections. The way the sentence reads, the event provides an opportunity for local business owners to network and smoosh. Break it down for us, Reeves.
You know, I like the word smooth, and I like the fact that we're doing CES right now. Because smooths remind me of CES. Just imagine walking the floor with all the business down there. Tall boy is 7 foot. I'm 6'2", and Sammy is about 5'8". And we're walking with cameras, and backpacks, and we got these tags on our chest that says media. And we walk past and no one says anything. So we come back later on in the afternoon and we start interviewing. But when people see us interview, they slide over and start smooth. Yeah, they want to put that old smooth chat on and everything so we can interview them. They want to be on the live text show. And that is smooth. That old smooth chat they try to put on afterwards.
So they be over there trying to ask for the hookup because they see us working and they want to talk to you or Sammy and see if Tallboy be willing to do an interview. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, man. Well, they shouldn't be schmoozing. I hope they got some coins to smoosh.
Right.
Okay. Well, look, we ain't got no question of how did Reeves do on the word of the day. So let us know. How did Reeves do? Did he do a good job? Let us know in the comments. 1, phenomenal job. 2, come on, Reeves. Break it down better. Let us know. Tyler, how do you think Mr. Reeves did?
I give him a 1. He understands it. He knows the drill.
Okay. All right. And then Sammy.
I like Tyler.
He said he liked Tyler. Don't be schmoozing with Tyler. Sammy, how did Reeves do?
I think Reeves did amazing. He should get a 1.
You should get a 1. Well, Jessica said no. We're giving him a 2. Jessica said no. Said no. You getting a 1. You getting a 2. Reeves dipping in that brown liquor, says James Hicks. Oh man. I can't. 1 says Lisa Maria. Waiting on Lisa. Hit the spot 1006 and end the trading. I guess they not here. It's all good. We ain't gonna judge them for not giving us a accurate definition. Okay, Mama D said 1. Okay. All right. Well, Reeves, you gonna hang out with us?
All
What
right.
you gonna do?
If you smooth, you lose.
Oh God. Is there anything else you want to leave the people with, Reeves?
Hey, I just say everyone get ready for this big old snowstorm they having around the country. The South is really about to get hit. Hey, you guys be safe, and if you don't have to go out, don't go out.
Okay. Well, you be good, all right? You be safe out there in those streets, okay, Reeves?
All right, thank you.
All right. Solo said you get a 1.5. Oh, man. Back to you, tall boy. Back to you.
All right, guys, here we go. Tyler, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get right into this. It's a company called Fiction Forge. Tell us all about it. I think you kind of broke it down a little bit, but tell us about fictionforge.ai.
Yeah, thanks again for having me. Everybody you want to go to fictionforge.ai. First book is free. We don't want you to take our word for it. We want you to give it a try. And that's normally $59, but you're going to be able to try it yourself. Now, what you do, just log in.
Hold up.
Yeah.
See, hold up, Tyler. You didn't told everybody to get a free trial and they get their first book for free. Let's not let that slide. Let's not let that slide too easily, okay? Because when you say they get their first book free, what does that actually mean?
That means they log in and they tell us their idea. They expand on that idea in a story profile editor. They click the button and maybe a couple hours they get an email. You can download a zip file and in that zip file is going to be a Word file with their full length novel, ready for them to edit, ready for them to read, enjoy it, share it with their friends, push it out to Amazon.
So the first book is free, is what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So look, before he even got into the whole nitty gritty of the book, he's saying that your first book is free. So break it down for us, Tyler.
Well, it's perfect night to do it, right? It's snowing outside. You don't want to be outside. You want to stay inside and open this up. Click on that big brown button and get started. It's just going to log you in. You're going to create a login or log in with your Google account. You're going to tell us about your story. We can actually do it and show it to them if you want. We could start. Let's write a romance. Let's write a romance.
Give me 1 second before you do all of that.
Sure.
Let me see if I can get this over here, because just keep telling people about that while I try to get this on the backside. Give me 1 second.
Sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to tell the system a little bit about our idea. Maybe we can get some people to provide us with some suggestions and comments. Tell us about a romance idea that you have. Maybe it's a love story between somebody that does a podcast. He's lonely, and he's got this geeky helper named Sam, and Sam's smiling. Yeah, there you go. And maybe he meets somebody at the coffee shop. So you type in all of these ideas, and you kind of give it some ideas of where you want it to go, and then you tell us who your favorite romance author is. We'll kind of adopt that person's style. We'll give you a story using that person's style, right? So now this is going to tell you why you need to sign in, because we need to be able to track it and email you. So we need at least your name and your email address, right? So you can just log in with your Google account.
All right, so I don't want to cheat. So let me get my credentials off the screen, and I'll put my credentials in this way over here, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. Okay, I'm logged in. All right, there we go. There you go.
Okay, so we're still saying that you're not logged in. So
give me 1 second. Let's get it back over here. Saying we're not.
But if we see you log in, we won't see that login link up in the upper right hand corner.
Okay, give me 1 second. Come on, Sammy, you gotta stop messing with your hair. I'm trying to put you on the screen, player. All right, there we go. Let me get this login. And then we're going to log in one more time, continue with Google, and then we're going to do this. Yeah, that's what it did. I logged in, and then it took me here. There we go. And it says, there you go. So I'm logging in.
I need to refresh
continue. It's logging in, and that's what it does.
Let's try hitting the refresh. Might be something because of an update that we did yesterday.
Okay. Let's try another email. Hit continue.
There we go.
We're in?
No, it's that's a little strange.
Try one more email. Try the lab tech show at Gmail. We're giving it permission. Hitting continue.
Well, let me just double check mine.
Okay. Let me try this email here. We don't want to do that on the screen. Get Sammy's favorite face on there. And then I'll see if I can log in this way using another email.
We're trying many ways to sign up.
There we go. I say remember me. Hit login. Oh, it says create an account. Okay.
It's working on my machine, Tallboy. I don't know.
Okay. I'm just going to create a password the regular way instead of using Gmail.
Okay.
And then we're going to just do this over here. And create an account. And there we go. It says the username tallboy7foot at Gmail already exists. Email.
Yeah.
All right. So it says already have an account. Okay. I'm going to try it one more time. We're going to just go in this way. Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened, but we're in.
Okay.
All right. There we go.
Might have had something cached from the old site. Remember we did just change our name a day or two ago, and so might have been something that wasn't coming up right and took a minute. So that's good. All right, so you're logged in. You could click on that My Books if you want, or just click on Get Started Now, the big brown button. That's the easiest way to get going. Yeah. Now scroll down there and design your book series right there. Click on that guy. All right. Now we've got our AI story wizard. You could choose 1 book, 3 books, 2 books. Let's just go for 1. Just click on that little drop down there. Instead of 3 books, let's do 1 book.
So basically, here's your $59. Your first one is free, and if you want to do 2, it's
2 or 3. You get
2 or 3.
$59.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So let's so a tall, handsome podcaster meets a cute girl at the coffee shop.
Grocery store.
Let's type that in. Tell us about your story.
Okay, so a very tall African American male in his 40s meets a slim, caramel, light-skinned lady in her early 40s that is at a tech show. She does not know much about tech, but she wants to learn, but she likes to cook. And
you got to type it in, Tallboy. You got to type it in. I'm not seeing it. There you go. Start typing it. There you go.
all right.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Let's leave it at that. And see where it goes. Now, who's your favorite romance author? Maybe Nora Roberts. Type in the author. Nora Roberts.
What's that lady's name? Come on, y'all. What's the lady's name that has all the romance novels that the women like?
Danielle
Ladies in the
Steele?
comments. Come on now. Y'all, is it Toni Morrison? Let's say Toni Morrison.
Okay.
So I put that where?
Yep, type that right there for your author.
In the same area?
Nope, just down there where it says authors and books that will influence your story. So let's type that.
Toni
author.
Morrison,
Yep.
Zane.
How
Okay.
about Nora Roberts?
Nora Roberts.
Nora Roberts. With an S, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's scroll down a little bit. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself as an author. Now, and this could be about you, or this could be about you. You imagine the author that you want to write this. Maybe you're a lonely housewife. Whatever you want. Type it in.
About myself, you said?
Could be about yourself. Could be about an imaginary pen name that you want to write this to. Type your name in there. A little bit about yourself. What you do for a living. Where you're from.
From Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
College educated from the University of New Orleans.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Give us a name. You could choose a pen name. You could choose your own name. It's entirely up to you.
Name is Colonel Sanders.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Now click Generate Story Plan, and we'll talk about what's happening under the covers because it's going to take a minute.
Okay. In the top right, it says AI is generating your story plan.
Yep. So just wait right here on, and what we're doing behind the scenes is we have this very kind of long and complicated architecture of a story, right? There's a lot of engineering involved in stories. Actually, people don't know that. Mostly when they read a book, they just think this is a great book, or they think, oh, this is not a very good book. That really has a lot to do with the architecture of the book, how the story is built together, how scenes and characters are coming together to have conflict and to, in this case, a romance. How does that romance develop? Sometimes there are problems and you go back and forth. Sometimes the characters don't like each other to begin with and they fall in love through other ways. There's a lot of things that can happen in a story, and to be a really well-written story, a story that you're going to enjoy reading, there's a lot of pieces that go into it. Now, we give you a lot of power to edit this after we've generated this idea and we've filled in all the blanks. You can go in and change any of those blanks, and we'll even give you some AI tools to help you do that, right? So this takes a few minutes to do, sometimes up to 3 or 4 minutes, usually less. The AI is working on that and generating and churning on it. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Very complex. Most people that try AI to write their own fiction, their own stories, they realize pretty quickly that just using the web browser, it kind of gets lost. The ideas in their story kind of get lost. The characters change. They're not really quite the same as they were to begin with. Keeping all of that straight is the hardest part, right? It's called narrative consistency. So in order to have narrative consistency, you have to have essentially an outline for the book or multiple books that provide the AI that is going to generate the prose, all of the ideas, all of the details. So there we go. Now we have a story profile with all the details filled out. Now, you could just click that green button and start generating, but we don't want to do that. We want to actually look at that story profile. So one of the easiest ways to look at the story profile and just kind of scroll through and see what it's done is actually bring up the print dialog. If you click on that print at that print menu at the top there, well, let's click on save just to make sure we save the information. Yep, just a little menu bar there. Click on save. Now let's click on print. It'll pop up a printable version of this whole outline. And you'll see if you scroll through it, it's pretty long. There's a lot of details there. And the AI has expanded on your idea and invented things. Now, this is going to be your story. So you're going to want to go in and change things. Maybe you don't like some of the character names. Maybe you want to change some of the plot. Or maybe you're not quite sure what to do with it. So one of the ways to do that, and we can run through it the whole, depending on how much time we have, Tavoy, because some of these prompts take a minute or two, and we could keep talking about it, but you're going to want to explore, and you're going to want to read through this, kind of see what it came up with. You've got narrative style, you've got characters, you've got the book and the plot and the backstory of the characters, you've got the structure of the story, how long it's going to be, how many words, how many chapters, a lot of choices. Now you can have the AI and just make some of those choices for you, or you can go in and edit all of these details by yourself. Really, you can customize it exactly, tune it the way that you want to get the story that you want, the story that you imagine reading, and have complete control over what gets generated in the final product.
Now,
So-
I'm looking at this, and it has characters that is already given. I'm seeing Rosa is the elderly community cook who co-founded Code Kitchen. I'm also seeing Maya King, Marcus's youngest sister, and Moral Sounding Board. So I'm seeing a lot of characters, and I'm still scrolling. So there's a lot of scrolling here. So it's not like just 3 or 4 scrolls.
If you print this out, it could be 30 pages.
Oh, wow. 31 to 40 chapters per book.
Right.
Okay.
You can go shorter. You can go smaller number of words. If you want just a really short book, you can edit that part of the profile. Maybe let's make a few changes. In fact, let's try using AI to make a couple of changes. Let's actually
Look, we didn't even finish the bottom of the screen. I was trying to let everybody see what's all here.
Right.
But I'm still scrolling, and this is very impressive. It has a hook, it has the conflict, the plot summary, the timeline, and the pacing.
Right. So
Okay, interesting.
This gets you past the blank page, right? When you now professional writers, they'll do things themselves, right? But most people who have a great story to tell, they look at a blank page and they're like, I don't know where to start. I have no idea how to put a book together. Let's close this and let's close the print profile. Let's try one thing. Now, one of the best ways to get an idea of how good this is to use the review, right? Now, if we click that upper right hand corner where you see the review menu, let's go ahead and click that. Now, it's going to take a minute to generate. But what this is doing is it's doing a quality review of your story profile, your outline, many different aspects of it, right? This is not trying to generate the story. This is trying to criticize the story. This is taking a critical look at it so that you can determine, are there some things that I could fix, that I could make better? Yeah. So the review is going to pop up. It's going to take a few minutes, maybe 2 minutes. And it's going to give you some suggestions how you can make it better, right?
You got someone saying, I can't wait to try this myself. I have a few stories I love to see come to life.
Yeah.
Revis says, I'm going to play with this later. This is so cool. And then this is, I really like this idea. And then the question that was said earlier from Jessica, shout out to everybody over at Chatter that's watching live over on that platform. She says she's a book author herself. Should she use Amazon?
That's a personal choice, right? There's a lot of folks, a lot of independent writers that publish to Amazon. Some do very well. I would tell you what my research has told me is that most do not, and the reason for that is they don't know how to market their book. Marketing the book and getting reviews on the book, oh, it's so extremely, important. If you're going to try to go the commercial route and publish to Amazon and share it with people via the KDP route, that's totally your option. And the Word file that we send you is formatted perfectly to be used by the Amazon, what they call Kindle Create. It's a Windows program. I think it's available on Mac as well. You download it, you install it, you import your Word file, and it will convert it to their specific format for publishing to KDP. And we designed it specifically so that it supports that avenue if you want to take that avenue. I recommend that product, the program, even if you're not going to publish to KDP, you might want to just publish it via an EPUB format. And that product, the Kindle Create program, will convert the Word file to a EPUB format that can be put on any e-reader that you want, right? So now we have the story review. Let's zoom in and take a look at what it's telling us. Okay, so we have a summary. It'll tell us what its strengths are, areas that we can improve. It'll give you kind of a longer description of what it found about it. Now it will also give you 4 different areas where it's graded the story: literary analysis, structural analysis, originality, and consistency. Now usually we get scores right there of 8, 9, sometimes a 7. Now it's going to give you some actionable suggestions, things that you could improve. It'll tell you what your currently is in your story profile, in your outline, and what it's suggesting. If you accept the change, or if you expand out and view the full text of the change, you can see exactly what it's suggesting.
A question came up, said, what about plagiarism?
Now, that's a good question. One of the reasons that we built this product the way we built it is that this idea comes from you. Even if you expand on it with AI, you have the opportunity to change it. It's your story. You update it and change it and craft it the way you want your story to go, right? Now there are tools that you can buy, and you can click on a button and then say, I want to write a mystery. Okay, it'll just go grab things out of the Ethernet and make that story. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not your story. It's not your idea. It's not something you're interested in reading, right? Now, the idea of plagiarism, it's a good question, but the models that we use are trained on so much information, and it's using your inputs to give you the story that you want. There's really no possibility, in my opinion, that is going to just lift passages from books that are already written, because this book is about you. It's about what you want. It's about what you're writing. Now, there's still a possibility. For example, if you say, well, I want a book about Harry Potter. He's a kid and he goes to school and he does this at this school, and you name all the things to lift everything from, say, J.K. Rowling. That's on you. That's your responsibility. And if you're doing that, I would not suggest publishing it, because that definitely is going to be plagiarism. It's going to lift certain things, and even if it doesn't do word for word, you're stealing somebody else's characters. Don't recommend doing that. Use your own characters, your own ideas, things from your own experience, your own life, your own imagination. I think millions of people have carried around stories in their life for years, their favorite characters. Maybe it's a family story. Maybe it's a story their grandma told them. Maybe they want a historical fiction about their grandma's mother who came over from Africa, or came over from India or from
London
Europe.
or Malaysia.
In London, sure, any place, and they have stories, and you have a little bit of the story, and your grandma told you what she can, what she knows, what she remembers, but you want to build on that. You want to put that into a world that is historical. The models are very, very good at coming up with what the history was like, what the people, what things were like in a given time frame, and you can set all of those things in your profile in the outline. And I've had actually have a friend who wrote had an idea about a young girl who wanted to be a doctor. She was in England in the 1800s, and he called me after he got done reading the first book, and he said that his wife and his older daughter was making fun of him because he was crying when he finished the first book because it touched him, because it had such a great story. So for those who have questions about it, and if, for example, if you're concerned about plagiarism, there are a number of plagiarism detectors online. You can find one and run the finished book through it just to be sure it didn't lift any passages from a favorite book. I think that the odds are that it didn't. But if you're going to share it and publish it out on, say, Amazon KDP, you probably want to do that just to be safe.
So Sammy could write a book about his college experience right now, or maybe even his high school experience of surviving COVID. If I'm saying this right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So I ran a test the other day. I thought, I want to write a short novel, very just a novella, 10 to 25,000 words as an experiment, and tell the story about a little boy that goes to the hospital because he did something he shouldn't have, and then later after he's in junior high, some of his junior high classmates find out about it and they make fun of him. So the story gets told over a period of 5 chapters of how he works through that, how he deals with that, and it's a perfect small novella for the YA market, for maybe readers that are 12 to 13 years old, because I asked it in my profile, in the story profile, in the outline. That's what I wanted. I wanted this is my audience. This is what I wanted about. I wanted about, a story about this kid when he was very little, something maybe he's a little embarrassed about, or at least other people are teasing him and bullying him about it. It's a fantastic story. Absolutely fantastic story. So there, anything you can imagine and put down into words, you can expand it out into an outline, and you can have it built into a full-length novel. If you have an idea for a epic fantasy, you can do 3 novels, full epic fantasy trilogy, lots of characters, complete story arc, choose 120,000 to 150,000 words, lot of chapters, and sometimes we overshoot the mark. You may get 3 books that are 160, 170,000 words, and when printed, that's huge.
So my next question that I have for you is, what if we're in a situation where I paid for one book and then I like it? Is there a way that I can expound upon that because I paid for one book, or I got the first one free, but then I want to be able to come back and add to that? How does that work, or do I have to start all over again?
No, you don't start over. You go to the My Books. You see that little project that has your book that you've finished. There's a little button there called Copy, and it'll pop up and ask you what kind of copy do you want to make. You can choose. You can choose to make a prequel. You can choose to make a sequel. You can choose to have an alternative story in parallel with the same timeline, or you could just say, I don't want to make a copy. It's just, and I'll change things and I'll do it again. So you can do prequel, sequel, parallel, or just a copy of your project, because maybe you've done it and you like it, but like, I want to add some characters. I want to make it longer, or I want to make it shorter. I'm going to do this again. And that's very easy to do.
So where do they need to go if they wanted to do that?
So you're going to want to click that left hand, the button up at the top, left hand back, go back to my books. I think Tabo, you've got one book in this account.
Not yet.
If I remember
No.
right. Okay, not yet. Okay. So if you go to the my books, it's going to pop up and say, do you want to continue to my books? Because you're not done yet. I haven't published it. It's going to remind you. So go ahead and click continue to my books. Yeah, and you're going to see this one project, right? Even before you have this published or have you this generated, right? You can click a copy. You can make a copy of it. Let's say, oh, I like the way this is going, but I want to explore some other ways of making this story go. So click on that copy button.
Copy. Okay.
Yep, right there. It's going to pop up. It's going to ask you, do you want just a copy of it? If you click on that, you're going to change the title. You don't have to, but you can just let it call it copy, and click on that little drop down there of what type of copy. It could be a sequel. You could change it to parallel. You could change it to a prequel, or just a plain old copy. Now, if it's a sequel, you're going to want to tell it how much time changes between the current story and the new story. So give me a time gap in years. Maybe it's 0. Maybe it happens immediately right after.
Let's say 3 years.
5 years later. Okay, 3 years. So now, right now, you got it set to prequel. So this is going to be 3 years before that book. So if you go to that drop down on relationship type, so the relationship to the copy, right there, yep. Choose that drop down. It's going to pop up, or should pop up. If you just click in it, it'll pop up.
Which one am I selecting?
Where it says prequel, events before, click on that, and it'll drop down and give you other choices.
I'm doing that. I see it. Why you don't see it, I don't know.
I'm not seeing it, so I'm not sure why.
But I see it.
If you select one, so go ahead and select the sequel, and then everybody will see it. Yeah, some reason it's the screen share. There you go. So now it's sequel, events after, 3 years after. Now you can choose the details. You want to keep everything. You want to keep a little bit. You choose the details. Most people are going to keep everything if it's a sequel. What you're going to end up with is a complete copy of that you can then go in and change. You can add new characters. You can change the story arc for it. You can change anything you want to change. Maybe you introduce a new. Maybe you're writing mysteries and you've got a new mystery to solve. Right, same character, same place. One of the sample books available on the site, and of course you don't have to do anything. You can go and read any of the samples. There are 27 full-length novels on the that we publish. We're very proud of those. One of my favorites is the DeVille Files. It's about
I can read other people's. Projects.
No, just mine. Just
Oh,
mine
okay.
that I shared publicly, right? So
If someone shares publicly, will they be able to share if they wanted people to see it?
Not on the website. Not on
Okay.
the website right now.
Okay.
Yeah, these are just samples that we wanted people to be able to read and see. Okay, what am I going to get for my $59 or my $129? What am I going to get? So,
Hold on. Let me do a little housekeeping here. Please hit the like button, share button, all of this. I didn't know we were going to go down this rabbit hole, guys, but I think there's some people that are interested. If you have questions, put the questions in the comments. Tyler is here. He can answer your questions in real time. That's why we do the Lab Tech Show, because I like to simplify technology in a language that you can understand. So please, he's here. Why not ask the questions? Because then now you don't have to send out the email. You don't have to see if he's on Instagram. You're investing your money after you get your first book complimentary. So at the same token, while he's here, ask those questions, if that makes sense. Back to you, Tyler.
Absolutely. So now what? You're going to have questions later, and we do have a support email, and I see most of those support emails. I have some help with that too, but
there's one right there. Are there limits on word count, projects, or AI usage? Good question.
3 books, maximum 3 books, maximum 150,000 words per book. Now, sometimes when we generate that, it goes over a little bit. We assume that you're going to edit it down. You're going to you're going to really get serious about sharing this with folks. You're going to make some changes. You're going to edit it, and really turn it into something that you're proud of. But we're proud enough of this ourselves that we're pretty sure that you're going to be thrilled with what you get. Now, let's
Here's
say you
another
do
question.
one book for free. Go ahead.
If I go through the process, create the story, and it kicks out the Word file, and I don't like it, can I make changes and have it regenerate?
You can make a copy and do it a second time. You can change the Word file yourself. We are going to come out with, can't tell you when, it's going to be a while. We are working on a way for you to edit the file online and use AI to help you edit it. It's not available yet. Can't promise when, but it is coming.
Will it be
now,
2026 or will it be
it'll be
sometime in the near future?
No, it'll be in this year sometime, probably later this year.
So let me ask you this question, and I don't know if this is the same thing that what is that? Plato 215. So say it gives me this output that I just saw, right? And so when I saw this output and I wanted to go in and make the changes through my own AI large language model and then repaste it through the copy, that could be done?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Anywhere in that story profile editor. Now there are individual sections. There's an AI button, and you can use our AI to ask it questions and ask it to improve things. There is an advisor AI that will help you edit and find and change things. Let's say you want to rename a character. There's a replace option there. So you can say, oh, the character Marcus.
Do I hit the back button? How do we get back there?
Just click on that edit. Click on that edit button there then in your project. No, not that one. That one. All right, now we're in the story profile editor. Let's say we want to change Marcus to Brad, right? So you're going to go all the way up to that replace menu right at the top, that green menu option, replace. Right, and I remember there's a character in here named Marcus. So this is case sensitive. So type it in just the way we saw it, and change the name to Brad. So it's gonna show you all the places where that name shows up. Right. So now we know we typed it in right. Maybe it's not Brad. Let's come up with a different name, Cowboy. What's a better name for Marcus?
Sammy.
Okay. So and the replace with. Type in Sammy.
In the replacement?
Yep.
Oh,
right
replace
there,
with Sammy. Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say replace it with Revis, but then his head might get big. Say, yeah, I'm a whole author over here.
Yeah.
What type and grammar style checkers included in this intro offer?
So all of the prose that get generated in your book is going to be very grammatically correct. We make sure that all of the very complicated prompts generate very grammatically correct prose. Now, style is all guided by the choices you make in the story profile editor. Right, there are multiple different areas in that outline that you can guide the style, like the pacing, is there more description than there is dialogue? You can do a whole lot of tweaking before you ever generate your story in order to get what you want when it does finally generate the novel. Right?
Another question, and I think you didn't bring this up, but I think when I was speaking with you, is this all fiction? Can I do nonfiction? How does this work?
It is all fiction, and actually that's one of the reasons why we changed our name from Write 3 Books in 24 Hours to Fiction Forge, because we actually had a customer who tried to write a nonfiction using this same system, tried to write a nonfiction book about interior decorating, that came up with a really kind of interesting and funny story and a whole lot of description about the house. But it was a story about people in this house, about all these different things. And I sent him a nice email, and I said, I don't think you're going to get what you expected. And he tried the free offer. I don't recommend people try that. Nonfiction is a lot harder, to be honest. Fiction follows certain kind of architectural and structural formulas. Nonfiction does not. And nonfiction also gets you into a little trouble because AI tends to hallucinate. We hear this word hallucinate a lot, right? In other words, it will make things up. Making things up is perfect for fiction. But if you're building nonfiction and it makes something up and you publish it as nonfiction and there are facts in it that are not factual, you're going to be in trouble. I don't recommend doing that. If you're going to write nonfiction, be an expert, write the nonfiction as an expert. Use AI to do checking, grammar checking, whatever if you want. That's great, but don't write nonfiction books with AI. That's my personal opinion. I know a lot of people actually do, and they use it to help them and to assist them because they are experts in what they're writing about. Not what we're designed for.
Okay. Sammy, you got any questions? I mean, you're not saying anything.
Yes, I do. I have a couple questions, actually. I've been thinking. So if someone wants to make a non-fiction children's book for the children, are you able to do it, or like a short story? Because I know you said 1,000 words, but is there a way to make it even shorter?
Not currently. Children's books also are a little bit of a different kind of form, right? Now you can do YA novels. You can do a short novel that'll work out to be about maybe 4 to 8 chapters, something like that, and somewhere in the 20,000 word range. That would be a short novel for, and you could even designate, hey, my reading audience, they're fourth graders. They're just barely starting to read chapter books. So make the chapters short, easy to read. You can choose the reading level that you want, so it will choose easier vocabulary. If you're writing a longer book and you want it a little bit more brainiac, you want it a little bit more academic, you can choose the reading level that's much higher. Most people are surprised to find that almost all popular fiction is written for a 5th grade level.
Okay.
Reading level. Now that doesn't mean that it's not sophisticated. That just means that the type of vocabulary, the words that are used, are easy to read, right? Because most of us, when we're reading a fiction book, we want to be entertained. We don't want to be puzzled. Oh, what is that word? I've never heard that word before. I got to go look that word up. I don't know what that means. There are some fiction writers that write at a much higher level, for sure. But most, and you'll find out, like, if you do a little searching and you do it, ask your favorite GPT, what grade level is this particular book written for? It'll surprise you.
Okay. Any other questions from the audience? Casterhead says he likes to hallucinate as well. So it is what it is.
Steve, a lot of authors love to say that I lie for a living, right? AI is pretty good at lying, and if you give it the right instructions, it'll tell very fun lies, and they're fun to read, and they're entertaining.
Now, what caught my attention with this is, my biggest question is, who owns the IP, the intellectual property?
You do. We don't share your stories with anybody. We don't share your files with anybody. We don't share your stories or the books that are generated with anybody, including any AI. We use commercially available APIs that guarantee that the information going to it and from it are not used in training new models. The only reason that we know that is the same model providers that we use are used by enterprises, large businesses, and those guarantees have to be in place, or you end up with things, funny stories like people who have used the free versions, and the free versions don't have that guarantee. They'll put their personal information in, or maybe some proprietary information from their company, and suddenly it shows up in other AI searches, other AI prompts or responses. That does not happen with us.
So my next question with you is, what's different from the first book being free compared to paying for the paid version?
It's exactly the same version. We just gave you the first one free.
And how
You
long
didn't know.
does this go for? Because I'm pretty sure this is not going to be forever.
We don't know. We're going to look at it. It kind of depends on how many people come back for more. We think a lot of people will come back for more. I will tell you that I think the Surgeon General is going to make me warn people that this is addictive. I find it addictive. I have ideas every day and think I'm going to generate that story. That's going to be so much fun to read. You will find as you do this, you like the first one, and it's going to give you ideas, and you're going to, I want to do this again. I want to do this with other characters. I have better stories than this first one.
The next question is, do you have reviews by other writers who have used your service?
I have paid a few writers to give me private reviews to tell me whether or not we're going down the right road. I have not published those reviews. I do publish, and I use Claude Opus 4.5, which is a very expensive and very, very capable model to do analysis. And I will use that model to analyze what we've produced. And some of those, in fact, the analysis for all of those, for all of the sample books are published on our website. So you can see what Claude Opus 4.5 has said about it. That is not the model that we use to generate it. So it's not looking at it and going, oh, I did that, so I'll just say this is great. In fact, Claude is a better model at telling you the truth than most other models.
Well, I believe in Perplexity more than any other service that's out there, but that's an argument for a tomato conversation.
I love Perplexity too. You could try having Perplexity do analysis on it. I haven't tried it. I use Opus 4.5 for analysis. But
let me ask you this question, and maybe you may have answered this, but what if I already have like a working model of what I want, and I start to generate that as opposed to starting from scratch? Is that a way that I could utilize your service using that?
Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, a customer had that very same question. He'd been working on and struggling to write a book for quite a while, and he had quite a few chapters written, and was just getting frustrated, kind of getting stuck, didn't know where to go with it. Now we can't take the entire book; that's very, very long. But in that, if you remember when we first added the idea for the story, that field will take up to 120,000 characters. So I asked him to take first couple of chapters, maybe a couple of middle chapters, and some of the last chapters that he had written. Plug those in as the idea. The AI analyzed that, generated a story platform, or story profile rather, and that whole outline, and he found it to be quite excellent, and it matched what he wanted to do. Now, he probably won't use the generated book. He will use it much like, say, a Ray Bradbury or an Ernest Hemingway. They learned to write by copying what other people had written. In this case, he will probably use the book as a guide to help him finish the book that he's been writing himself. And I think for some writers who aspire to write and they love the process of writing, but maybe they get stuck, maybe they're not quite sure where to go, it's a great tool to say, hey, where would AI take my idea? Oh, I see what it did. Oh, I don't like a couple of those things. I'll do things differently, but this gets me unstuck. Great tool for that.
Okay. So I replaced Marcus with Sammy. I know we kind of went down a different rabbit hole, but then I hit confirm and replace, and then all of the names that, or all the passages that reference Marcus would go back to Sammy. Is that correct?
Yep. Go ahead and click that. Now,
okay.
If you decide to change your mind, you can click undo, but you can hit save, and it'll save that. And then you could go search for Sammy, and with the search button there at the top, and you're going to find all the places where it replaced it with Sammy.
Repeat that again. I do what?
So click on save, right at the top there, that green save button. Yep. Now
Save is your friend. Now, if I want to go back, I would go back to replace and then go Sammy, search for Sammy, and then put it back to Marcus or whatever other name I want, and then come back and hit save.
Or let's just click on search. So there are a couple of things that the search will do that's a little bit different. So type in Sammy. So now you see all the different places in the outline, and you can click any one of those, and it'll open it to where it is. This also allows you, so go back up and change what you're searching for, and just type in word count. Let's say you want to change the word count, but you can't remember where it is. So it finds the place in the profile. Now click on that target word count, and it'll open up that section, and you just it's got to scroll up a little bit. Sorry. Yep. You're gonna find that section where word count is. Oh, maybe you scroll past. No, book structure. Keep scrolling down. It scrolled a little bit too much, and then right there. Nope, up just a little bit. Right there. Word count. Yep. If you click on that, it opens it up. You can change. You can make it shorter. You can make it longer. If you make it very short, it's going to change the number of chapters. You can't have 40 chapters in a 20,000 word book, right? So there's kind of some limits to how many chapters you can have in the length that you choose. If you choose the longest one, you can have the most, but you can't choose 3 to 8 chapters with 150,000 characters, right? So you got it's kind of helps you be a little bit reasonable, right?
Mr. Edward Lynn says, I appreciate the information. How do I get 37 years of death care profession in my head in a book, recorded Zoom content to product in 24 hours? Could that do that?
Absolutely. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take that comment, right? And let's say go to your favorite AI, ChatGPT, whatever, and say, convert this to a story idea for me. Now edit that a little bit. Then edit that a little bit more. And now go plug that into our system, right?
So I go to Gemini, you say, and I take his comment and do that?
Sure. Paste that comment in and say, generate a story idea from this comment. I would do this myself sometimes. I'll have like kind of a general idea, but I don't really have a story idea, and I want to noodle on a little bit.
Let's see what we got here.
Your story idea.
There you go. Now
Is there a
add,
link to the story idea?
write a story idea from this comment. Write a story idea that will span 3 books.
Write a story idea.
Yep.
Write a story idea.
That will span 3 books from this comment.
That will span into 3 books from this comment.
Yep.
I'm trying to use this new software here where I can just hold a button and do a text to speech.
Oh.
So write a story idea that will turn this into 3 books. Okay. And then hold on, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to say improve my prompt.
There you go.
I told you guys I'm AI. I'm all in for AI. So you see, it gave me a better output than just that one, prompt. But you could do it the way that he said it. Right. But I think I messed up. Here we go. Improve prompt.
Yeah. Now you got to click the button to execute it.
Yeah, hit apply. There we go.
All right, run that prompt, and let's see what we got.
And just for you, just for you, Mr. Edward, we're showing you how to do it because you asked the question.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question because a lot of people have ideas and they think
10 books.
And
Yeah.
then, so here you go. Look, 37 years in the death care game isn't just a career. It's a whole ministry. You've seen the world at its most raw, and you got the receipts, Mr. Edward, to prove it. So, as you can see right there, and then, let me see, just to cheat just a little bit, I'm going to look at my gems, right? And then we're going to say we needed to sound real. So let's go right back, Death Care Legacy. And then we're just going to copy all of this. Just everything. Ooh, this is a lot. Okay.
there you go.
And we're going to just do a Control C. And then now, Mr. Keith, we're going to go into my, do we want to do the truth at all times or do we want sounding real?
Let's do sounding real.
Okay, sound like a human. And we're going to copy this and paste, and we're going to hit enter. She said, Gemini, wow, tall boy, I'm glad I took that AI class with you prior. It's going to help me with the book writing process. Yeah, you're right.
That's right. Yep.
Hey, look, if you want to learn how to use AI, Tallboy has been offering classes, group sessions, and private sessions. And we'll have something coming up relatively soon. And I teach you how to use ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity at its basic level. We haven't got to class 102 yet. We just only got to class 101. So I'm probably going to hold a few more classes on showing you how the ones that are interested, and then after that we're going to move over to 102. So you jump on the wagon, don't come back and say I need 101 because now the price definitely gonna go up. So I love you. All right, there you go, Mr. Edward, there you go. So there you see the writing right there on the screen. I'll make it a little bit bigger for you because I know you probably need to see that, and you can just kind of take it from there.
Copy it, make some changes a little bit, and then drop it into that wizard on our website.
Okay, so I can just do all of this here?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
And once again, the website is
fictionforge.ai.
There you go, Mr. Edward. You get your first book for free, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. So you said go back to the book, you said?
Yeah, you could go back to that wizard and just pop it in there.
So add it to my story, or I would have to create a whole new story.
If you can do either one, you can go back to the wizard tab at the top of the page there,
Where it says AI Wizard?
And if you use that, now you can save it or just leave without saving. Or if you use that wizard, and it will overwrite your whole story profile. If you do the full wizard again, it's kind of like starting over from scratch. So maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you just go create a new book in the My Books page. You say, I want to start a new project. Now you can do up to 10 before we say, hey, sooner or later you got to pay us to do something.
Right. So I want to go back to build my book.
No, just go back to the My Books up in that story, that
Okay.
upper left-hand corner. Yep, and just continue to My Books. Click that little gray button. Yep, and then click New Story Project. Give it a name. This is Edward's story.
Then we're going to say Death Care, Death Care Chronicles.
There you go.
There you go. Create a project.
This will be a world bestseller.
So let's leave it at 3 books because we asked it to create a story for 3 books. So now just paste that into that text box right there.
Right there.
Yeah, and let's give it a Edward, if you're still on, tell us who your favorite author is. Otherwise, we'll pick one for you.
And while you're doing that, Mr. Edward, let me see. Let me see if I could do this real quick. Let me go to YouTube because somebody wants me to pin it in the comments. Let me see if I can do that for you.
Okay.
So go ahead, Mr. Edward. Let us know. We need 3 authors. Anybody can give us 3 authors. Look, he's talking about. Can I get a copy of that?
At least one. At least one. Let's do one. Let's see. How about James Patterson? James Patterson. Let's type in.
He
James.
worried about getting a copy instead of giving us 3 authors. I mean, look, you got one job, Mr. Edward. Give it like you came onto the show late, and then now you want to get the copy, but you don't want to help us out with the author.
Now
let's
let's leave author blank because we don't have to have it. It's optional.
Okay.
If you leave it blank, it's just kind of it's going to invent one for you.
Okay. He said Dennis Prager. There we go.
There you go.
Mark Levin.
Dennis Prager.
Yeah, he's a famous guy.
Okay, and then we'll do Steve Covey.
Okay. That could be interesting because both of those guys are more nonfiction than fiction, but that will give us an interesting voice input here. Now,
Okay.
let's leave author blank and just click on generate story plan.
Generate story plan, just like that.
Yep.
Okay.
So now, sometimes people will say to me, Tyler, I don't have story ideas, and I'll be like, don't lie. Everybody has story ideas, right? I'll ask them a question. Do you remember if you have a brother or a sister? Do you remember when they beat you up? Do you remember you beating them up and getting in trouble? Do you remember learning to drive? Do you remember going to college for the first time? Or do you remember your first job? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Was your boss terrible? Was your boss great? Every one of those things that happen in your life creates a story idea. Now take what happened and invent more and ask yourself, what if we changed this a little bit? What if this happened instead of that? What if I did this instead of what actually happened? Now suddenly you start getting creative and your imagination starts to take over. It doesn't take very many what if questions before you have the basis of a story. And just like what we just did, we could use AI to help us expand that into a little bit more, and a little bit more, and then pop it into Fiction Forge. And pretty soon, you're going to have a full-length novel that you're going to love to read. It's going to be enjoyable. I guarantee it. In fact, I know you'll love it. And if you don't, especially if you paid for it, you let me know what you're unhappy with. If we can't fix it for you, if we can't make you happy, we'll give you your money back. Let's say it's the first time and you want to do 3 books and you take the discount, $59. Now you pay $70 for 3 books. Had a customer do that just the other day. Absolutely loved his results. But if, let's say you're not happy with it for whatever reason, we'll work it out. Maybe you're not happy with it and you want to do something different. We'll figure out a way to help you be happy, or if you're just completely dissatisfied, we're not going to ask you any more questions. We're just going to give you your money back because we're very proud of this product. We know people are going to love it. We're the only company in this business helping people write fiction that is proud enough of their product to actually publish on their website for free full-length novel examples, 27 of them.
Wow.
Go read one of them. You're going to love them. And it'll just blow your mind at how good they are. And you're going to want to use this to expand your own stories, bring your own stories to life. We tell people your story deserves to be written. We're in the business of rescuing stories that probably will never be written because you don't have the time, you don't have the skills, you don't have, maybe you're afraid to do it. Maybe you just don't have the time to learn how to do it, but you have this idea and you really want to see it on paper. We make that happen for you.
There's the question right there. What's the difference? What's the difference using your book service from Amazon?
Well, Amazon doesn't produce books. Amazon just sells books. So Amazon's not going to build your idea into a book. You need to have a book, and then if you want to go to Amazon and publish it onto Amazon, absolutely you can do that.
And this one says, this is very interesting. I can only imagine how far someone can go with that is full of creative ideas. And Solo also says, oh snap, money back guarantee. So you have some people's attention, sir. Like I said, no one was thinking about, and I'm not going to say no one, but like I said, when we go to CES, it's all about finding and digging for products that make sense for that 40 plus crowd, because they're the decision makers in the house, right? They know that their kids, their significant other, maybe a colleague, a friend, they have that mature sense, shall I say, to say, I need this in my life. And when I saw what he had, I said, I know there's a lot of readers out there. I know that there's some authors that just don't know how to get started. So how can we bring him, as in Mr. Jensen, to the Lab Tech Show? And considering he was at CES, it only makes sense, right? So I think that's kind of where it's all at, and I think people can kind of see that you have a genuine heart of wanting to help people. And I guess before we go to Mr. Edwards, what his project is, why did you decide to create something like this?
First, it was just a personal challenge. Could it be done? And I actually didn't think it could be done. And I wanted to have a personal product, personal challenge, something that interested me, because I have an English degree. I love writing. I've always been afraid to spend the time to actually write novels myself. Never been confident enough in my ability to write. But I love stories. Stories are God's gift to humanity. We've been telling stories ever since we gathered around a campfire at the opening of the cave.
Okay. Well, I guess my question to you is, for the ones that are not a proponent of AI and that say that this is not really a real way to write books, what do you say to them?
Oh, absolutely. So there are authors who write because the process of writing is their craft, is their art. I honor that path. You should take pride in that path. And if this is not your path, if this is not the way you want to see your stories come to life, we're not for you, and we don't claim to be. And we're not going to suddenly replace authors that are published by the big publishing industry. That's not our goal. Our goal is to help people who don't think of themselves as a writer. Maybe they have a favorite family story. Maybe someone in their family history is a famous person, and they would like to see a historical fiction book written about that person. Maybe they weren't as famous as maybe they think, but they still want that really great story. Or maybe they have a crazy idea. I have a sister-in-law who has a crazy idea of a family of 4 going to the Northwest and getting lost and getting rescued by a Sasquatch. Well, there's no publisher that's going to publish that book, but she wants to read it. Why shouldn't she be able to read it?
Are you going to expand to other genres or just stick with fiction? And I know we were talking about romance earlier, but what are some of the other genres that you have?
So we do mystery, romance, thriller, science fiction, fantasy, and mainstream. So those are the big six genres. Some people will ask me, why don't you do horror? And my answer to that is that horror fits in all of those genres. You can have a horror story that's also a romance. You can have a horror story that's a thriller. You can have a mainstream novel that is also horror, right? Horror is just the bad things that the bad guys do and what the good guys do about it, right? and that generally fits into one of the other genres.
The next question that I have is, what about culture or pop culture or something like that? Do you think that could be a potential genre?
Absolutely. So there, you'll find it when you go into the editor. There, you can select the genre from one of those six. Every single one of them have a subgenre to pick from, and you can choose more than one subgenre. So, everything from techno thriller, cyberpunk. It's just a lot of subgenres, and that will affect the style and the way that the book is written. Those subgenres have a lot of impact on what you want to read. You have a favorite subgenre of thriller. Maybe it's a political thriller. Maybe you like world politics, and that interests you, and you have a great story idea for leaders and maybe somebody in the clandestine services, and you can pick all the subgenres that are going to affect the story generation for that. You can also choose narrative modes as well. Let's say you want a short story that is more or less let's say a parable. You want to teach something with your story. You could choose a narrative mode that is a parable, and you could choose other narrative modes, and that will all affect what you get out of the system, right? So a lot of choices.
For clarification, this is not available for nonfiction, correct?
That's correct. No nonfiction. That's another reason the name changed. Fiction Forge, only fiction, only stories. Actually, people ask me, why don't you do nonfiction? Well, I actually prefer fiction. I think fiction is truer than nonfiction.
Would that be something that you would be open to in the near future?
I'd have to think about that. I don't know. Nonfiction is an entirely different animal. It's an entirely different approach, and we did cover this a little bit earlier. Maybe the questioner missed it, but you would have to add an awful lot of fact checking into anything that you generated with AI that's nonfiction, because people expect nonfiction to be correct and factual, right? So I kind of prefer to stick with fiction right now. I like fiction. Like I said, I think fiction stories tell us more truth than nonfiction does.
You got two questions over here. Where would death care fall in, I guess, in one of the genres or subgenres?
Well, that depends on your idea. It might be a mystery.
And then the second question that we have is, would a story about family experiences be considered mainstream or stream fiction?
Probably mainstream. Could be mystery. Maybe something happens in your family, in that family history story, that maybe there's a death in the family and it's suspicious.
Yeah.
So that becomes a mystery. Maybe there's a death in that death care, and it's suspicious, and maybe somebody working in the hospital or in the facility is a little bit not on the up and up. Maybe that's a mystery. Maybe it's a thriller. Maybe you actually witnessed that person committing that crime, and your task is to make sure they don't get away with it, but you don't know how to. So that could be a thriller. So stories can fit in different genres depending on kind of how you want the story to work. Probably the one that we just did is probably a mainstream title. It doesn't fit well in the other genres, and it's just kind of a story about the human experience, and that's definitely mainstream.
Gotcha. Lisa Maria says, thank you so much for this avenue to help writers do their thing. So apparently you have found the niche. Now we just have to get the word out to the right people that say, hey, so I don't know how many of these interviews you've done, but I hope that I help you along your journey. And thank you for being willing to come on to the show. The show's not over, but I'm just letting you know that we do appreciate you for giving your time and letting people know what you have. And people are still here, believe it or not. So they're still asking questions, and apparently you have their attention. So that's a good thing. We're going to look at Mr. Edwards' project, and then we're going to get ready to wrap up. We're already over the hour and 30-minute mark, and we'll have to run those videos next week if we do not have or confirm a guest. All right? I wanted to share some tech products this week with you, Tyler, because I don't know how much of CES you got a chance to see. So I thought maybe you would be interested in seeing some of the cool finds that we have. But we've been diving into this fictionforge.ai.
Well, I'm happy for the attention, but I would love to hear about them. So you let me know, and I'll be online watching.
Okay. All right. All right. So we're at Mr. Edwards' story about death care. And if I'm correct, there was a place where you were able to see everything.
Click on that print.
Print.
Menu. Yeah.
Make sure you guys hit the print button so you can see the outline of what they created. You do not have to hit print, but you just can see what it is.
Makes
so you
it
got
easier to read the whole thing.
Yep. So pen name means the person that is the actual author.
That's going to be the author, the name of the author in the Word file that you get. It'll be this book written by this pen name, and you can change that. It can be yours. It can be anybody, anything. You don't want to use somebody's real name without their permission, obviously. And of course, even when you get the Word file, it's going to have a disclaimer in there that this is a work of fiction, that names and so forth, blah, 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 the typical disclaimer that you see in almost every book of fiction.
As you can see, now remember, we use the advanced AI, Mr. Edward, but it says a 37-year-old funeral director from American South who ran a family-owned funeral home through eras of cultural and technological change. The project organizes decades of notes, recordings, and operational insights into 3-volume memoir, Professional Primer. Okay? And then your influences come from Patterson, Prager, and Covey. And your target audience, readers interested in a memoir, Black Southern culture, grief and ritual, funeral professionals, clergy, and readers curious about how technology changes intimate human practices. And then here's your story concept. Behind the Velvet Curtain, 40 years in the room with death. So, as you can see here, I'll go slow for you. He's going to call me as soon as this show is over. I need that, tall boy. I need that. He's going to ask for my login information.
I need that call.
I need that, tall boy. But as you can see right here, Mr. Edward, since this was all about you and you kind of gave us a concept, book 1 grounds the reader in Black Southern funeral rituals and why they matter, defense of craft and lineage. Book 2 show the tension between sacred services and business realities, decision-making, compromises, and leadership tests. And then book 3, exploring adaptation, digital rights, pandemic era innovations, and principled roadmap for meaningful evolution. So you got 3 books already written right there for you, sir. And I think you had a discount for $70. Am I correct? Or was it $120?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So if you did the 3 books all at once, you're going to get the $59 discount. It's going to take the $129 price down to $70.
So 3 books, Mr. Edward, for $70. I know he's going to be like, I'm signing up right now. So, he also wants to know if he can get you on his show. There's no gatekeeping here. So I can definitely make that connection for you if you would like to connect with Mr. Edward. And I think he can open you up to a wider audience in the death care profession. So this could be something that maybe somebody, before they transition, they can leave their mark.
Yeah, one of the favorite opportunities here is stories from your profession, right? You've worked a profession. Maybe you were a lawyer. Maybe you worked in death care. Maybe you worked as a doctor. Maybe any number of professions. Maybe you worked in heavy equipment construction. You have stories from all of those things that happen, right? Near-death experiences, etc., or somebody stole a piece of equipment and how you help. The ideas are endless, and the entertainment that can come from that, especially when it's your story, your ideas, it generates a full-length novel. You're going to have hours and hours of entertainment. Share it with people that are your friends, your family members. I guarantee you, you're going to be addicted to this product.
There you go. Well, Mr. Edward, I think you have something here. But you can go in and reframe it yourself. If there's no other questions, why should somebody look at fictionforge.ai?
You have ideas. You don't have the time or the skill or the courage to write them into books. You should preserve those ideas as books for yourself, for your family, and for anyone else that you want to share that idea with. Stories deserve to be written, especially when they're your story, they're your ideas.
Okay. Guys, help me out here. I know we didn't do this earlier, but don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe. Tell 2 or 3 people what we got going on. It's called the Lab Tech Show. We want you to embrace this technology and just know that we got you. Come on, this is what we do. It's a family, it's a community, it's a brand, and thank y'all so much for supporting. We are building, and we want you to join us. So please hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Tell 2 or 3 people what we got going on, because Mr. Jensen brought some sauce tonight to help you go into 2026 saying, hey, I got some bragging rights. I'm an author. So it can only be shown right here on the Lab Tech Show. All right. So hopefully you guys like what we had, and we go from there. And then also, don't forget, these are the brands, y'all. Lab Tech Show, Your Live Production, and Tallboy.us. This is where we bring the tech to you, and we break it down to you in a language that you can understand. If you like the live streaming, you like the way we did this production, feel free to come over and visit yourliveproduction.com, because you can be the subject matter expert, and Tallboy can produce for you behind the scenes. Let him handle the tech, and you handle the subject, all right, or the subject matter. And Tallboy creates the content over at Tallboy.us. So if you need video production, you need some video editing, let them know over at Tallboy.us. Don't forget, we're on Spotify and YouTube podcast at the Lab Tech Show. Don't forget, we're on Amazon and Roku TV at TVE Media. And if you would like to support the show in any way, shape, form, or fashion, Cash App, PayPal, you see the links right there. And as always, don't forget to think big, think tall, think tall boy. Think big, believe in God. Think tall, the sky's the limit. And think tall boy, because he said so and he's doing it. Now, Mr. Jensen, I know you've never seen this before, but check out this commercial.
Alexa, play my favorite R&B song. I learned what to buy so I can get my groove on.
The Lab Tech Show showed me how I can easily remember to take my meds. Well, look, I got my nudge.
Revis told me to expand my vocabulary. Do you see this bumptious driver?
I embraced it, and it saved me the walk to my gate. Tall boy drops gems.
I see you, Granddad, keeping up.
I'm not trying to get left behind.
It's time to cancel this subscription and make the switch to AI.
Better use of our money.
The Lab Tech Show breaks down the latest tech, makes it simple, and keeps it real. For the culture, for everybody. Wednesdays at 8.
And lastly, don't forget, Tall Boy's got merch. All right. Lab Tech Show gear is all right there. Go to shop.tallboy.us. That's shop.tallboy.us. And this is the Lab Tech Show merch here. But then don't forget that Tall Boy's got merch as well. You got the Word of the Day shirts from Revis, Date the Body, Marry the Lens. TBJ got something to say. Tech is my energy. Just going over to shop.tallboy.us and you'll see all of the product selection that's there. Feel free to get your merch in 2026. And maybe I may have a book on there relatively soon and you can get the Tall Boy novel. So go visit shop.tallboy.us. Sammy, any other things that you want to say to the people? Because you've been on that phone player behind the scenes, and I ain't going to judge you, but, you know, anything else you got for the people?
No, just thank you for watching, and keep it up, Tall Boy.
Hey man, I'm trying. There's a lot of moving parts going on behind the scenes in reality, and we're just trying to give you guys a real community-based show. And all I ask is for you to please share with a couple of people and let them know what we're going on. We should be growing every day, every week, and we want to bring this technology to people in a language that they feel comfortable in, and they don't feel like, I don't get it, I don't understand. So this is what we're here for. So it's you as a community to tell 2 or 3 people what we have going on and let them see the goodness of what's actually out there on the market, just like fictionforge.ai. Mr. Jensen, any words you would like to say?
Keep going. Keep your stories alive. Make them real. Bring them to life and share them with someone.
One more question. Where do we send the $70 to? I pinned the link in the comments. It's fictionforge.ai. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You have a whole payment processing system processor back there on the website?
Totally secure. We don't keep your credit card. We use a secure payment processor. Make it super easy. As soon as your story is done and you check out and you're ready to do it, it just takes your credit card and boom.
Well, guys, if you guys are interested in what Mr. Tyler Jensen has, feel free. He's offering the first book for free. So, I mean, it's not like I got an affiliate link to say use this link. So it doesn't get any better than this. So I hope you enjoyed the show tonight, Mr. Jensen. And thank you. You're always welcome. So if you have any more what do they call it? If you have any more updates, if you say, hey, Tall Boy, can I get in front of your audience? Let us know. You're more than welcome to come back. You're a family member now. You have officially been a part of the Lab Tech Show, and you embraced it. So you're here.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, guys, this is what it is. This is what we do every Wednesday. There is some CES content that is already uploaded to the Lab Tech Show. There's a playlist. I'm trying my best to get that content out as quickly as possible. So bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Revis, thank you so much for doing what you do. Be safe on that road. Please, if you are headed into this storm, or if the storm's coming to you, please make sure that you protect yourself. I told you guys that I found a projector, and it's sitting over here, and I don't want to get off the camera, but there's a projector, not a projector, a generator, electric generator called EcoFlow. Delta Max 2 is the one that I got. So if you need to get a generator, it's an electric one, not gas, and it will power your refrigerator up to 17 hours. So I would look up Delta Max 2 by EcoFlow. This is the one that Tall Boy has. He's standing by it. But you can look at other generators that does not take gas. So, hey, I'm just standing on business with y'all, and I'm letting y'all know how we roll. So, Mr. Tyler and Mr. Sammy, please do not leave. It's another edition of the Lab Tech Show. Thank y'all so much for y'all patience, understanding, and watching us grow. Without further ado, what am I supposed to say? You know how we roll. Where is it at, tall boy?
You already know.
We got another show next week. Shout out to all the people at Chatter. What's up, Mr. Edward? You got a death care book. And shout out to fictionforge.ai.